Zodiac is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Paramount. It can be found as the slipcover edition, available at your online retailers. I'm a big fan of David Fincher, and Zodiac is certainly one of the director's better efforts. Even though it is based off of true events, there are still obvious creative licenses taken with some of those events and characters, but I think the overall finished film makes for a compelling thriller. There's some great use of atmosphere, which Fincher knows fully well how to utilize effectively. Zodiac is a compelling film, and even if you're not interested about the true-life events, it's still a film worth checking out. Zodiac on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 239:1. It was upscaled from a 2K digital intermediate, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision transfer. It should also be noted that only the theatrical cut is in full 4K, and the director's cut is Blu-ray only. Early digitally shot films are definitely interesting when they make the jump to 4K, and David Fincher's Zodiac is no exception. Michael Mann's Collateral, which used similar cameras to shoot that particular film, was a modest improvement over its Blu-ray counterpart, and in a lot of ways, Zodiac is the same. Firstly, I was kind of shocked to see very high bit rates here. Typically, Paramount disc releases are erratic at best in this area, most often cratering to the 20s or even single digits. I noticed Zodiac's often hitting well above the 90s and seldom dropped below that. This is pretty good, as it helps picture stability quite a bit. Back to my earlier comment about early digitally shot films. This is clearly a 2K source transfer. As such, the improvement to overall detail is minimal at best. Throw in the obvious signs of smoothing or DNR, and you're not going to get too much return on investment when it comes to texture enhancement. There were several scenes throughout the film where I noticed overly smoothed out faces. Mark Ruffalo, for some reason, seemed to be the main victim in this process. I wish I could say that this was an outlier, but there was definitely some tinkering done for this particular release. Okay, so if there wasn't an enhancement with the resolution, at least does Dolby Vision add something positive to the mix? The best I can say is sort of. Fincher's film is not only stylistically dark, it also has that 70s aesthetic going for it. When it comes to the palette, the grading acts more of a refinement than anything else. Whites tend to show slight blooming, though skin tones appear natural. Nothing visually pops, as it were. I'd be surprised if it did in this film, but the difference over the Blu-ray is subtle. The few outdoor day scenes do look quite pleasant, but these instances are the exception as opposed to the rule. Black levels, however, seem to be very much in line with the style and tone of the film, for better or for worse. Thankfully, those high bit rates and general disc encoding lead to better stability in night scenes and dark interiors. I didn't notice any egregious instances of digital noise or artifacts. Night sequences occasionally appeared slightly elevated, but this easily could have been attributed to the stylistic intent. Sometimes they do look much deeper. Shadow detail, however, certainly takes a hit, and more than a few instances of crushing blacks were seen. The opening murder is one example, the kidnapping of the woman and her baby is another, where detail gets completely swallowed up. Zodiac on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby True HD 5.1 audio mix. A simple port of the existing Blu-ray's audio has made its way over to this new 4K. The sound design has always been front-heavy, with not a lot of immersive elements in play. As such, it's not going to wow audiophiles, but what we do have is a cleanly presented track. There are times where the occasional audio cue will populate the surrounds, the rain that Robert Graysmith finds himself in when following the lead on Rick Marshall, as well as other minor bits of ambience. Everything up front is presented well, with clear and prioritized dialogue through the center and complementary audio from the fronts. The LFE is understated. It doesn't really move the needle too often during the film's runtime. There are one, maybe two moments where it jolts to life briefly, but it isn't anything to take note of. There are only a few extras of note included on the Blu-ray disc, which are transplants from the previous edition. The highlight for me is This Is the Zodiac Speaking, which is a documentary detailing the Zodiac killer with real-life interviews of those involved. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Zodiac on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray a B. If you're already impressed with your existing Blu-ray copy and you just want the director's cut of the film, there's honestly little value of upgrading to the 4K edition. The source limitations are going to throttle what a true 4K transfer would bring to the table, and as a result, this new transfer would be primarily for new buyers of the film as opposed to those looking for an upgrade. For the audio, I scored it a B-. The film's sound design is not terribly exciting to begin with, so it's best not to go into it expecting a fully immersive experience. Once again, if you have the existing Blu-ray, you've heard this one before. For the extras, I graded them a C+. Nothing new of note was included as far as bonus materials go, but there are one or two interesting features which are certainly worth your time, especially if you're interested in the true life case. So that is my review of Zodiac on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Paramount. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct Amazon link in the comment section, but if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365. I will see you at the movies.